next race.
Am I got any sound in game? Testing, testing. Am I got any sound in game? Testing, testing. I do, so here we go. I do, so here we go. Right, since we're here, we'll have a look at everything. I've already done my first race. Set AI to 85% difficulty because that's what I heard was a good setting point. I had to redo the qualifying because I didn't get a good position, but on my second attempt I got P1. Managed to take a win after losing the lead on start. Hold on a second, I've just got a ping. Yeah, so qualified fastest. lost position on start going through the first corners, but managed to regain it pretty quickly and go on to win. I've set race length to time 2, so they're a bit longer than normal. I was expecting to need to continue racing for a bit to get back in the lead. I thought I'd have to fight more than I did, but that's the way it goes. I got a 22 grand win, earning 22,140, but I did rear end the leader coming up behind him, so I incurred $1,000 of damage, so I had to fix that. Now I'm trying to figure out how to go to the next event. There it is. Traveling to things. So we're off to race 2. Let's see how we go. Richie says, how's it going? I'm enjoying the feel of the MX-5. It seems controllable, and that's the only thing I have raced. So we'll have to see how it goes on the harder cars.
Clear of pit lane.
Just got a ping over here, so let's have a look. Oh, okay, I know this track, but I haven't played it on this game, and it's been a long time since I played it. I do know this corner up here is not a big fan of mine. And I'll be interested to see what chicane looks like. Just set up some key bindings, so I should actually test those. That one works. Oh. Elbows out. I don't know if you actually get any damage at this stage of the game. Oh, that's a warning. Got to remember there is a time.
Now's the time to mess with the delta page in your dash and learn how to read it.
Catch what he said then. Oh, shot. I'll probably restart the practice so I suss the game, the track out a bit more. Not a real big fan of the track limit system either. While I didn't get any red flags in my first race, I have seen that you can get forced off, or like I did then, have a crash and still get penalised as going off track. When it wasn't an off track, it was a penalty, an incident. Hey, don't stop me, you trucker. And I can see I do have damage, so I'm going to have to, that's going to cost me money. Unless I restart.
You've got 5 minutes left.
And where am I at? I haven't got a completed lap in because it's gone off track. Curves are a bit bouncy. But I did find on Silverstone, I think the track was, they can help pull you through corners. Can't Gran Turismo 7 slam down through the gears. You've got to time it properly, which I suppose is realistic. Right, here we go, see if I can get a lap in. Gather that's a place where I'll be able to pick up pace on the AI. They don't seem to like the high speed corners. On the 85% difficulty setting. Grass on that last corner, not a keen on the slow corners either. That's one spot where the AI is definitely quicker than I am. That put me 51.3.
final minutes of the session.
Not final minutes, because we're going to go and do a restart. I can do that because I haven't gone on hard, difficult, realistic setting. Okay, that's interesting. A restart resets the traction control. What have I done to my car? Okay, so it seems like when I go move my brake balance forward, it activates the brakes. Just that now this corner. Yep, when you move your brake balance forward, it's putting my brakes on, so I've got to tap the brakes to put the brakes off. I wonder if that's a carryover from the controller settings, so I might need to disable. Yeah, there is a new addition. They put the mirror in, so there is an update between the pre-release and the release. That has that got a bit squirrely under braking. Yeah. Somebody did mention about mirrors. Another creator said they were going to put them in on release, and there it is up in the top right. And another one says, I don't know if I like mirrors because mirrors aren't real. Unless you're in the cockpit view, and then you get whatever the cockpit view mirrors give you. I've tried through the different views, and during my race this is the view that gave me the fastest lap, so this will be the view that I'll be using. I guess it does come down to practice. look.
5 minutes to go.
This will be good for when you're side by side with somebody, I guess. Where am I? Oh, I'm not last this time. But that's what I don't like about this view. I can't see the corners as well. This will be what most people will be wanting to do. Get off my butt. Couldn't you see I was sloppy through there? I think I'm going to go for another reset. This food definitely gives you the greatest impression of speed. Another place I'll be able to catch the AI as I get sucked out. Get off the track. Having the brake balance to the back the way it is causing me to brake oversteer, so move it back to the front of it. Last minute. Going to restart again and go hard out this time.
Hammer down now.
So I'm ghosting in the pit lane. Game learning the track limits for the fun. I did figure out on the large track that you could cut one corner quite nicely and to gain speed. Like, how wide could I go out through there? Kill me, I think. Have found controlling oversteer is a little bit easy. It's not something I can normally manage in Gran Turismo, but have been able to do on this game. So for those that like to flip their buck around, that'll be an advantage. So I can get that apex. I do like Gran Turismo telling me what gear I should be in. Doesn't necessarily mean I have to use it, but it does give me an indication of where I should be. This one's just reasonable to use. I suppose that is a little bit simish. You don't have somebody sitting in the car in real life telling you what to do unless it's rallying. Oops. LOL from computer. At least I took no damage. I'm going to guess that when you get track limits and practice and qualifying, it's not going to add up to a drive-through. It's just going to disqualify that lap. I did see one review that says when setting up your steering wheel, turn the force feedback headroom
Session ends in 5 minutes.
down or a crash could break your arms. So I did that, but then I found that the steering didn't feel good, so I did turn it back up some. Felt like on zero there was no actual feedback. You couldn't feel what the wheels were doing. I still have a little bit of concern too, because they said some cars felt good and others felt terrible. So this one here I find quite enjoyable to drive. So I don't know if it's because it's one of the good cars to drive. Nice apex finally. Oh, tyre temperatures. Yeah, I don't know what we're going to do about that, brothers. I don't know how to adjust the game to get your tyres full. second on this practice. How far behind am I? 3/10. Not a fan of that corner, just like the other game.
Timing screen shows you're the quickest car on track right now.
Oh, that's the way to go. How much time have I got? There's 2 minutes. We'll finish the practice and go on to qualify. Oh, that was scary. The AI setting is in the setup, the career setup. After this, I'll see if I can go back to it before heading off to the next session. Now, this is a really nice chicane. If you can nail it.
1 minute remaining in the session.
Tried to push a little too hard that time, and that's all it cost me this lap. I'll get this lap in because 24 seconds, but it does count the lap you're on, so it does leave you finish the lap. Looks like I'm doing purple for the sector.
Checking flag out. Session is done.
We've got 1.7 on the leader. Again, disqualified. Correctly invalid lap. What's the gear changes? Ooh, that's a nice way to take that one. Over the thing, and now I can't do anything with it. The spin on the steering wheel and the car keeps on doing its own thing. Let's see if I can get back to the garage. Doesn't look like it. Don't know if this is actually going to kill that qualifying session or what, but for days I'm trying to find how you do change your AI. Maybe because I've started a career, I can't change it in season. Standings. Oh yeah, there's my standings. Up one other thing. No repairs, cool. So I didn't get any damage because I quit out of that thing. Okay, we'll go back to back, new career. Yeah, okay. Team registration. Demo. Oh. I went European the last one because I thought there'd be more tracks there, so I'll stay to North America here. Confirm. Back. Rolling billboard. Those that have seen will know what this is, and I think I'm a beginner, so I'll go with the beginner sponsorship, which is rolling billboard, and you get money just for participating. It's the safest one, you'll always get money. You paid a higher fee, but there's a catch. You only get paid if you finish on the podium. This option is best for consistent drivers. I think I might select this for this one. Confirm. Back. Yeah, how do you want to start? You want to go all out and get access to everything and sort of, as it says, budget for players who want to start their career at the very top. Not for me. I selected Journeyman, which is where you start at the beginning and you've only got a little bit of money, like a real person entering into racing. Or you can select professional, where you get a bit more money and get a bit better cars. We'll stick with that. Confirm. Back. Difficulty. Aha, there's where you set it. Career settings. Career mode. Authentic. Yeah, it's real. You mess up, you've lost. No restart, so you can't restart practice, quali, or races to get a better result. This is what you've got. Not for me. I'm going to go for classic, which allows you to do things. Oh, wait a minute. If you go back to here, you can still select this. Yep, okay then. So you can select difficulty on there. But this is where you select the driver difficulty. I'm going to set this one to 90 because I got a too easy win on the last one. But it concerns me for qualifying. And we'll go for ×2 race as well. Confirm. So that's Daces. That's where you set your AI difficulty. Confirm. Oh, no, back. Oh, no, I didn't actually create it. What a dumber. Oh well, tough luck. We'll keep on going with what I've got. Event career, yep. Northampton winner. Oh, cool. So you can do practice or qualifying, exit out and come back to it. That's nice to know. You don't have to actually do the whole thing. So, practice. Nah. Oh, okay. So it did go back to practice. I'm going to skip practice and go to qualifying. Next session. Qualifying. Bang, 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 bang. He goes to as well.
Clear of the pits.
Teammates will tell me off for doing that. Reusing traction control tool. Because I can't control my car. I don't think this is the place to be learning the track limits. I think you want to do that on the time trial track practice.
Start of your timed lap. Make it count.
Yes, boss. Interrupt me just as I was going to say that AI behind me caught me through that last corner. Seeing that we make a gap on them now. I wonder if there's a way to adjust practice and qualifying session times. That was ugly. Identical times to another car. And career mode puts you behind them. So if me and another car get identical times, I'm going to start behind them. So there am I. 4. Down to 8, 9, 52, 51. So second. Oh.
5 minutes remaining.
I like the look of that. I have heard that the AI acknowledges you are there, but doesn't care. See if I can get a good lap in the 4 minutes so I don't have to restart. Turn in earlier for that, I think. Let's go over here and do some tweaking on the other screen. It's modeled from GT7 daily races. Put this up so I can see both chats and the other, on my other screen. Restart.
You're clear.
So, Porsche, can you get away with driving some cars like that in ACC? And the pits. Just had a thought. When they bring endurance races to this, will they introduce an option for driver swaps? Yes, basically. I'm guessing you're familiar with this track.
This lap is timed. Give it your best.
So I think it is. And ACC. No, this game only allows grid starts. There's no rolling starts in this game, which is a plus and a minus. The plus, you're not going to start half a minute behind the car in the lead and have to go through a corner to get onto the start-finish straight. The minus, getting your car moving from a stationary start and high-powered cars could be a bit of an issue. I did have that kind of problem in the last race. Compounded by the fact I haven't learned the get ready, set, go system. I did see a content creator saying that this car might really suit drivers that like customising their setup, because tweaking the setups could improve the handling of the difficult to handle cars. But I don't know if they have been tweaked between the pre-release and the release version, because there has been, as I said, the mirror has been added between pre-release and release, so I don't know what other changes could have been made.
5 minutes to go.
5 minutes to go, and I'm in second place. I'm not going to get faster on that lap because of that corner. Another thing that I'm not overly keen on so far on this game, but it hasn't happened, is it's going to be a lot of DLC in it. There was that a track limit warning. I spun out. I lost time. Dropped back to 7. I'm back to 11. purple. So if you're still listening, Dace, and you're doing career mode, you might want to go for 90 or 95% difficulty. Climb up through here. 'Should I have gone down one more?
Remaining in the session.
That means I should be about to start my last lap. Well, we'll hear what I get on this one and see how I go in race.
Checkered flag is out. Session finished.
I do worry about starting so far back in the grid, about how much money I'm going to have to pay on completion of damage. Don't anticipate I'm going to work my way through 9 cars without incurring some damage. Yeah, no. I'll live with it. Give me an experience and let you guys see what it's trying to like. Fighting through the crew.
We can try and balance the car for longer run pace, but I was really hoping qualifying would go better for us.
So did I, brother, so did I. Do we want to have a look through the grid? Give you times a chance to see what their times were. But no.
Good luck, mate. You can do it.
No, I'm not having that. Like I said, under authentic
Get
mode,
ready, mate.
you can't do that. Good way to get some early heat in the tyres. Oop, didn't see you there, mate. They need to put a radar in.
You committed a track limit violation.
Just call me Dyko for those who know. That's right, you don't get drive throughs, you get accumulated penalty at the end of the race. How many of that? Bottom right hand corner says 14 laps left to go.
Race officials called a track limit violation.
Okay, so I've got 2 out of 3. That was intentional. I'm not too sure what that was all about, but Nope.
Get ready, mate.
$15 Ho, 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 ho.
Need a good start. Remember to keep the nose clean into turn 1.
Just practicing all, finding out what happens when you do things wrong. Wonder what the switch screen's like. Not really somebody will. Now it feels strong or not.
Get ready, mate.
Been told to stop cheating. That's not cheating, I got taken out. That's a restart because the officials determined that the first lap takeout.
flag a track limit violation.
Now that was because I got taken out. Somebody hit my butt and pushed me around.
Track limit violation. Officials are aware.
In a fit of rage, he rage quits. This will be the last attempt, then I've got to go get my lunch ready. But my guess is they need to improve the AI.
Track limit violation. Been a good start. Remember to keep the nose clean into turn 1. Good luck, mate.
This is frustrating starting back here. Well, in a rage, I'm going to quit and do some other stuff, and I'll come back after I have had my lunch dinner. Let's see what happens if we quit out of here. Where do I come back in? How far back in time do I go? Do I go back to practice or do I start at race? Back to practice. Okay, so there's no saving a race through the day. It is back to a complete restart. Which is okay, I suppose. Race weekend. Oh, you get to choose. Why am I in this car in a race weekend? Oh, wait a minute. Go up. Aha, there's how we change this. Let's go back. Quick look through all the cars. If you have bought the premium pack pre-release, good selection of cars here. If you go like I did, only 100,000 starting in your career, that is the other car that you can afford to buy and start in. You've got just the Mazda and the Porsche Cup that you can begin in. Apparently these cars are quite nasty to drive on the pre-release. These ones here I heard were reasonable. Somebody questioned why that was a he thought that was changed from what we have in the game during this year, but it's the car but a different configuration from what it should be. Apparently these are the cars the game was initially going to be built on, because it was called Legacy or something like that, and these cars were what the game was initially built for, but they changed it, which is why some people think the handling on some of the cars isn't as good as it should be, because they were late additions that came along with the change from going Unreal Engine to the Farm Simulator engine. Yeah, so if you start your career mode with only 100,000, you've got that car or that car to select from. And I thought, I'm going to go with that car because that car is rear engine mounted and it could be pretty tricky to control. But it'll be interesting to see what happens when the modders start getting in and adding different cars. Hopefully we can find a way to do our own liveries. Ah, okay. Have we already got some? cars do I like? BMW. I'm a fan of BMW, so apparently this stuff's all free, which is really nice. Lambo's always fun to drive. Now that I've added them, yep, I've got both of those vehicles. Didn't get a high rating, that one. If it's free, we'll take it. Career events. Okay. Collection of base setups for the LMDH category race cars created by veteran sim racer. Collection of 100 base setups by veteran sim racer. These setups are primarily for vehicles 2005 and older. I think I might get this one because it is for the Porsche and Mazda, which is a beginning car racing, so we looked at vehicles, packages we looked at, livery we looked at. They're installed already. I wonder if these have to come in. When I looked at liveries, it says there that the Porsche and Lamborghini, this one, and that one are installed. But when I go to this, it doesn't say installed. I wonder if you have to exit the game to... there we go. Project version 1.06 updated. So confirmation for you, Dave, there. Dace, it was updated pre-release. On air charity, yeah, the race, that name's wrong. Close